In 2010, a group of UK arts and cultural sector leaders travelled around Brazil on a trip arranged by the People's Palace Projects, the British Council and the Arts Council. In a small room packed with young people, they met Marcus Faustini, an artist and cultural activist from Rio de Janeiro. It was here that the group learnt about an innovative way of empowering young people through art, called the agency. Marcus led a session guiding the group through a variety of theatre techniques, but he wasn't creating a piece of theatre. Well, not in the traditional sense anyway. In the workshop, Marcus showed the group of young people how they existed at the centre of their communities, and enabled them to recognise their power to make change within their lives, as well as within their community and their city. He used creative tools that allowed the young people to look at their own life experiences and challenge any barriers that they had faced. Inspired by what they had seen in Brazil, the arts leaders worked with the Wilkinson Foundation, UK branch, to secure funding and bring the agency to the UK. Battersea Arts Centre, in partnership with Contact, started the agency just 3 years later in Manchester and London.
Although located in totally different parts of the country, Battersea Arts Centre and Contact are extremely similar organisations in the way we work with young people.
Both organisations want to do more than traditional arts engagement.
We want to run projects that hand over the tools and resources of our theatres to the communities we represent.
And that's exactly what the agency does.
The seed funding from the Wilkinson Foundation allowed us to pilot the agency in Manchester and London for 2 years, which proved really successful. Young people, who we call agents, created projects such as Universal Language, I Speak Football, which combines ESOL classes and football tournaments for people newly arrived in the UK, set up by 2 young men who came to this country as migrants and felt excluded because they couldn't speak English. Boundless Books, a book exchange programme for young people in care, set up by a young woman who was care experienced and who had found books and reading an important coping mechanism. And Life's What You Make It, a board game based on the Winstanley estate in Battersea, where the creator lives, which enabled players to play out and discuss difficult decisions they may face when growing up in an area where gangs operate, all running and making a huge impact in their communities. Since then, the agency has grown across the UK with further funding from the National Lottery Community Fund and the Christian Gerard Jebsen Foundation, allowing us to work with partners in Cardiff, Belfast, Waltham Forest, Brent and Southampton to replicate and adapt with local communities. We are excited to continue to grow over the next few years and are looking to work with new organisations so that we can reach more young people across all parts of the country. Why has the agency been so successful? Well, you should probably ask the young people.
I first heard about the agency when I was 15. The agency street team bumped into me in Harper Hay. At first I wasn't sure, but the more they explained, I was like, yeah, why not? I like the idea of setting up my own projects and how you get paid for attending the sessions. I didn't have a solid idea back then, but knew I wanted to do something around mental health. When I arrived, the nerves quickly disappeared. I knew so many of the other participants, from school, from the community, and from just hanging out. Even the facilitator was from Moston. The sessions were really creative. We did all sorts. Mask making, compass drawing, maps, poetry, improv. Sometimes you were like, what's going on? But we were told to just trust the process. So I did. And this idea around mental health started to emerge. I think it was in the 4th or 5th session where we got told about monster projects. This is where people come together, combine their ideas and make a bigger project. I like the idea, so started chatting to a few people in the group. That's when I started speaking to Aisha.
We both wanted to do something around mental health and video games, so we teamed up and began to think about all the different skills we had.
Can you draw?
No, can you?
Stick man.
I think we need someone who can draw. You know, for the characters and stuff.
So we had a look around the room to see if there was anyone who could help. And that's when Aaliyah joined.
I wanted to do an arts project about removing the stigma around mental health. I heard Demarisa and Atasham talking.
And Dawn to the Light was born.
Dawn to the Light is a video game that aims to spread awareness and help those aged 12 to 17 with developing mental health issues. And guess what?
And this is really cool.
We've just received £20,000 to begin developing it.
It's amazing to see how far we've come.
And that's what the agency is all about. The agency is now an award-winning national programme, run all over the UK. 34 of the agent's social enterprise projects are still active, continuing to make a real difference in their communities. With 20,000 community members interacting with the agent's important work, it wouldn't be where it is without the original partners and seed funders. We're now growing the network to give more young people the opportunity to experience the agency. For more information and to get in touch, visit www.wearetheagency.co.